Good evening and welcome to round 6 of day 1A of the X-Wing World Championships here at the Roy Wilkins Auditorium in the Xcel Energy Center in beautiful downtown St. Paul, Minnesota. I am here this afternoon. I am joined by Nobbie Lee, who is currently updating some stats, changing some colors for your viewing pleasure. We have a couple opponents on stream today. We have a battle of Europe between we're just going to call him Nobbie.
Yeah, and his name is Lawrence Alcazar.
I like Nobbie.
I like Nobbie,
Let's
too.
go with
He has
Nobbie.
a special request. Only will come on stream if we call him Nobbie, and we've got the name on. We're honoring that request, right?
So we can even edit out the fact that we said his real name.
Right.
Just Nobbie.
Yeah. And we got Joep, Vossen on the right here playing the 4 U-Wings. Very popular list we've seen. Same with these Poe 3As, right?
It is. That U-Wing list is so popular, but also so powerful. It has a lot of abilities to kind of stall the engagement, not necessarily fortress, but force your opponent to come in and bear the full weight of those fully modded 3-dice guns.
Right. And so we're getting set up here. Looks like we've got the A-Wing, the Blue Squadron recruit down here. We've got the I-2s coming down, right? Hef in the Blue Squadron, right? So the Blue Squadron with Cassian is the red at the bottom. And we've got Hef-Tabra in the white.
Now, we don't necessarily see all these U-Wings all the time, so maybe we should walk through and explain what all the U-Wings do. All right, so we have first up, we have Benthic 2 Tubes, who apparently I just decided to kill. Yeah, sorry about that, Benthic. Benthic's abilities, after you perform a focus action, you may transfer one of your focus tokens to a friendly ship at range 1 to 2. He's equipped with Perceptive Co-Pilot, so of course, every time he does that focus action, which is pretty much every time he's getting an action, gets 2 focuses, can pass off 1 off to his bud. He also has Chopper, which says during the perform action step, you can perform an action even while stressed, just have to suffer a damage or expose one of your damage cards to do so.
And an underrated part of these lists is Pivot Wing. This is one of my favorite title upgrade cards. You know, back in 1.0 when we played this, I hated the stop, I hated the repositioning. Now you can stop and turn around, right?
Yep, no doubt. Especially with everyone's favorite crew upgrade, who is apparently still relevant at 6 points over a normal 2, Leia Organa. One of the Blue Squadron recruits is equipped with Leia, so what can happen is these 4 wings in one turn can decide to Leia, go ahead, pivot wings, full stop, still get their actions and move around. So much freedom. The way this has been described before is there's a gigantic moving turret.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's entirely wrong.
No, it's not. And you really have to be cognizant of that if you're playing against the U-Wings, right? At any point in time, I've been guilty of it. You forget about Leia once, and then all of a sudden, everything you planned for changes, right? All of those reds become white.
No doubt. Last but not least, in that list, we have Hef-Tabra. And Hef you don't necessarily see very often either. It's after an enemy ship executes a maneuver. If it's at range 0, you get an action. So every time something bumps into you, you get more actions, which remember, these things can coordinate.
Right.
And that can get sneaky deceptive to account for.
Absolutely. There's a lot of action efficiency here. But the key is there's a lot of health on the board, right? The onus is really on Nobbie and the Poe and 3As to do some damage, right? If they can strike first, get a U-Wing off the board, I think that limits his offensive capability a lot. Again, you can come in, do half damage on Poe, and just be okay, right? Because he has a lot of health to work through, right? Same with these A-Wings. We've seen A-Wings all day. 2 health does it, right? 2 hits, there's no regen on there, 21 points, 21 points, 17 points. Coming at you, always being able to grind these points out.
No doubt, but Nobbie does have a little piece of tech in this list as we begin movement now that might help against these U-Wings. Poe Dameron's equipped with that heavy laser cannon, and against a list like the U-Wings, which really likes to clump together, it's not unlikely that he gets that bullseye pretty often. All the U-Wings just going to go ahead and park themselves in a corner. Leia Organa was popped so they can do it stress-free. Seems good. Worth the 6 points? Yeah, I'd say so. A-Wings coming out. Greer Sano with a 3 forward. Just going to focus up.
We're about to adjust the color here. Every time you have multiple of these ships, you got to make sure you have everything marked out.
Tally coming with a big 5 forward and a boost forward. Last but not least, Mr. Dameron taking a lazy 1 forward. He doesn't want to be leading the pack here. Too many points invested in that ship to leave it out to bear. Foils are closed, does his barrel roll, and we are back to planning.
Yeah. And a reminder, we are in round 6, right? Both of these players, Nobbie and Joep, are 4-1. This is a win-and-in game. Winner advances automatically to Saturday. Loser has to play another game to make sure, facing elimination.
And I've been in both situations on both sides, right, where you win and you can kind of take off that last round. Necessarily not play it, but definitely not tax yourself mentally like you did before. You almost get that last round to regroup and rest. But then I've also been there where I've lost this game.
Yeah.
And you go into that last round and all those jitters and all that tension, all that pressure falls on. You really want to get it out of the way right here.
Yeah, you're looking for this. You're going 5 wins. Maybe you're worried about seeding, maybe not. Anyway, you're having a relaxing Game 7, right?
Yep, no doubt.
Let's see here.
Those U-wing dials are set quickly.
Did you stay still on this last turn?
He did. He popped
Okay.
Leia and just stopped.
Top? Okay, yeah, and that's smart. He's going to get Leia probably back until it's relevant. I like that, just opening up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we've seen this a little bit with the A-Wings before in our previous games. We've kind of baiting in, right? I think Tim was one of the players who had 5 A-Wings. Baiting out, coming back in. Baiting out, coming back in.
Absolutely. And anytime you have a match like this where you have two opponents who really have a strategy they want to execute and not give up on their own strategy, these U-Wings want to engage all at once and force you to come to them. Poe and the A's, they don't want to play that game. They don't want to come in there unless they know they're going to win that engagement.
Absolutely.
You always have to look early on at what the final salvo odds could be and understand that who has the onus to really come into attack. It's going to be a 12-on-9, so definitely a big advantage for Joep here.
Yeah, and it looks like Joep is coming out. Not really worried about. I really love the use of Leia early on, just to scout out, right? Gets the information, sees that Nobbie really isn't pursuing aggressively, just wants to see. Because Nobbie's doing the same thing. I just want to see, right? And now taking a little bit more of an aggressive approach, you're coming out. Now, I am curious with how these rocks are set up, how Joep really wants to approach this, right?
Sure. One thing that's difficult when I play against these U-Wings to remember is that they all have the ability to pivot around. So you see them come up right on the edge of the rocks, and you say, oh, they have to engage in those rocks. Well, they don't. All they have to do is flip that pivot wing over, turn themselves 90 degrees, and they can just sort of come up and almost strafe the end of the board here.
Right.
It's really difficult to get a pin on where these things are going to go.
Yeah. Looks like Nobbie's moving Greer kind of over. Again, just kind of spreading out. I don't think he's been committing to anything yet so far.
Sure.
Feels pretty good. And then we'll see what Tally's up to. Just kind of boosting around, and I really like this, right? As a player, I like playing multiple ships. I like having multiple coverages, right? So we can kind of turn in here if he wants to, kind of go here, go turn back out. I like multiple angles, right? Joep's going to have to choose. I think with these medium bases, it's really hard to go through lanes like this. You kind of want to be in open area, but he's kind of, he's already moved a little bit forward. I don't think he's looking for that necessarily. But this is a really hard area right in the middle for Joep to be.
Right. And one of the strengths of when you're playing a list like this Poe and 3As where you have multiple ships like that is getting them all to converge at once and ideally on the same target on that first turn. And right now, Nobbie is definitely set up in a way where he can bring all of those guns into bear on one target.
Yeah. And so Leia's back to 2 charges, I think?
She is, so not active this turn, but any turn after that, she will be good to go.
Absolutely. I'm going to do that in my game now.
I
Just
know,
pop
right?
Leia
It's so
turn
good,
1.
right?
Yeah. Maybe I don't play enough for U-Wing. Maybe I don't see it enough.
Yeah.
I love it.
There was a time where I was running Han and Corrin and ripped that list.
Yeah.
But Leia was on Han, and sure enough, right away, I would do a 3 sloop or a 4K sometimes with Han and just pop Leia right away.
Yeah. I think throughout all of our rounds here, including round 6, we've seen so many different lists. We've seen so many different lists that are familiar, right? Like we've seen the type of Empire list with the Inquisitor, the concussion missiles before, but we saw different versions of it, right?
Yeah.
4 U-Wing is nothing new, but we're seeing, slight tweaks on it here, and we're seeing it still be successful after a long time, right?
Sure.
Poe 3A has been successful throughout the year as well. I think we're seeing that now. We've seen different variations of A-Wings. We've seen different variations of X-Wings, right? Checking to make sure all the dials are good here.
One other challenge for Joep in this list is as he begins to navigate and set up his approach, just maneuvering these medium bases around, it can get a little bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah.
We've had a little bit of time to adjust to what those look like, but still, there are plenty of times where I say, you know what, that 1 forward is going to fit, no doubt. And sure enough, it bumps.
Yeah.
Those medium bases can get a little bit tricky. So as he begins to make his turns and approaches in, we'll see if he gets that formation right.
Too hard here. Looks like a multi-angle approach here for Nobbie, right? Maybe hanging out that blue a little bit, baiting in these U-wings. These U-wings, I think this is a really good place for them to play, just spatially, right? It looks like we've got a bank in here. Same thing with here. Maybe once he's going to turn out later, time will tell, but at least he's thinking Joep is going to go into those lanes first before approaching those small lanes. Like you said, those medium bases, just a little bit bigger, a little bit more of a challenge to get around. And then one bank as well. We'll be facing that rock, so I would anticipate another bank. Maybe he takes this one in here, right, just to check a little bit.
Sure.
And focuses all around.
Blue doing a 2-turn.
And then last but not least,
The Poe Dameron themed U-wing? Sure.
Yeah. I've got to say, those are really cool paint jobs.
Those are really nice paint jobs.
Yeah.
Those are so clean.
So again, looking in here, we've got these types of lanes, right? Here or here is fine, down here. We've got 3 out. Yeah, I love this, right?
Greer working to get on the side. Now, one thing that we mentioned earlier that you have to account for, just because it appears that you're flanking doesn't necessarily mean that you're flanking. At any time, these U-wings can pivot wing, flip, and you're facing right in your face.
Yeah, and I think Joep is going to have Leia on this next turn.
He will.
If my counting is right here. Preemptive target lock looks like it is a range 3 obstruct shot, right? Range 3 obstructed, just based on where that range ruler is to check for the target lock.
Interested to see if he goes for a boost to try and get out of arc here, because we know that Joep will have a shot on Greer. Because he took a lock, he won't have any defensive mods. I think he's just going to stay. The fist is down now. That's the power fist of thinking.
Yeah.
He looked at it and said, oh, okay, hold on, I'm getting shot. And here comes the boost, and yeah, boosting away, maybe gets a, I don't know. I think he still has
It'll
him.
be really close. We'll see, yeah. But again, just kind of ducking out again.
Yeah.
These A-Wings, they're going to have a lot of trouble putting in some damage on these U-Wings. The more I look at this list, it's just so beefy, right? You're going to need 4 damage, but it has 2, well, possibly 2 agility, depending on which way the wings are flipped, right?
Right, exactly. You know what? I'm loving this approach from Nobbie. What he's done is he's pulled these 2 A-Wings out to the side and said, you know what? If you want to pivot wing and turn onto the right and engage these things, you're going to get them. But guess what? You're leaving big boy, the fly boy, to come right on down here and punish you with that heavy laser cannon. I really like this approach that he's coming in on.
Yeah. Comes in here, 3 straight. Yeah, and I think Poe's looking to that direction, right? Now, this could be dangerous, too, because Joep can just go straight.
Right.
2 straight, 1 straight, focus up, take 3 shots of Poe, get Poe to half, and I think it's going to be really tough to claw that damage back, right?
Sure.
Again, each one of these are sub 50 points except for Benthic, right? 56. Each one of these halves are only 20, right? Whereas Poe's in the 30s. You know, you really think about X-Wing. You know, we think about maneuvering, we think about, you know, modifiers, but at the end of the game for this tournament, you're looking at points.
Right. Now, Poe does have the ultimate nope button once per game. That's black one.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't block or doesn't bump, he does still have the ability to slam out of there, re-engage, and get himself out of a bad situation.
And it looks like they were all out of arc. And so Leia's back up. Has it to use potentially this turn? I don't think so, right?
No, I don't think this is the turn to use it. I see these U-Wings continuing to push forward just a little bit here. They've got some room, and then when they need to, they can hit the brakes and turn.
But yeah, I like that as well. Joep just goes 2 forward here, maybe 1 forward,
Sure.
just to make sure he doesn't clip that rock. Again, the angle's a little bit weird. 3 with the blue squadron on the red at the bottom. Could be good as well, just to aggressively pursue. Again, Poe could dip out. Poe could 2-turn to the right here, could 2-turn to the left and just boost away. You know, black 1, all in play, those types of things. But I think Joep kind of takes this. I like those engages a lot. Again, you have Leia. Nobbie knows that, right? So Nobbie comes on the corner. Just turn around. Focus, target lock, whatever you'd like, right?
Here's the question. What's he doing? You're in prime blocking position, if you want to call it. But if this garbage train of U-Wings decides to hit the brakes, pop Leia, then all of a sudden your effort to come in and block is completely worthless. Where do you go?
Well, I think it's important to also note that all of the wings are open, right?
Right.
All of the wings are open, so it has 2 agility. Can stop whenever. It's a really tough position. I don't think a turn gets you out. Maybe the 3 hard and boost around. That's what I would like to do.
Sure.
But again, I don't like this engage head on, right? Because I think Joep is very clear cut here. Joep is saying, hey, I'm the beefy guy. You have to damage me.
Mm-hmm.
I just need 2 straight dice to get into an A-wing, and then I don't need to engage the rest of the game,
Sure.
right? So I think Joep just takes this and go, oh, okay, 1 straight, 2 straight down the board, 3 straight with red, 2 bank around, and knowing that, I think I 3 turn left here and boost out, right?
Nakoa Lani, thank you so much for the subscription, for supporting Gold Squadron Podcast.
Let's see. Yeah, I really don't love this position. Leia gives you so many options now.
Yeah, she really does. Still worth it at 6, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, looks like we got dials down. Still waiting on Poe.
I think an underrated aspect here. Let's see. Cassian is red, right? Cassian 1 to 2 can look at a dial, guess, and change, right?
Yes.
If they have the maneuver right. Guess allowed the bearing and speed, then look at the dial. If you choose the bearing and speed match your guess, you may set your dial to another maneuver, right?
Seems good.
So coming here almost for a block.
Comes in with a 2 bank.
Yeah.
Oh,
Looking
that's
to see
such
if maybe
a
boost around, right?
Yeah.
It's really close.
That's not a terrible position to leave yourself, because if they do decide to just stop, then you're stuck behind the rock and you got a little.
Yeah.
Yep, I think he's just going to leave it the focus. Sure. 3 forward from the blue.
Aggressive play. Good guess here by Nobbie. Does he get the block? No, it doesn't. Okay,
he
so it will
does
be
not.
range 1 there. Now, blue's the one with Leia, right? Which is just going to take a target lock. I like that play a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Comes white with a 2 bank, so
Yeah.
he's choosing to go ahead and go around the rocks rather than use pivot wing to do the same. Have to anticipate a 1 straight from red after that. Just fanning out
Yeah, I
those
would think
arcs.
so.
I mean, you got to see coverage here, more than likely coverage here, and coverage here. That's just a lot of area denial to where
Yeah.
Poe can't go.
Taking a target lock, too. Not really worried about the defensive side. Yeah,
There's the
good
1.
call in the 1 straight. That's a lot of shots coming into that blue squadron recruit,
It
right?
is.
Only equipped with heroic and a focus. It's going to take a couple of shots here. I wouldn't be surprised to see at least half damage, if not more.
If Poe did a 1 straight here, he might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and Benthic here, of course, Perceptive co-pilot with Benthic 2 tubes. I think, well, if he blocks here, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, I think he blocks himself.
Yeah, he does, and sure, he's not terribly happy about that. That was Benthic that denies the perceptive and the pass of the token,
Yeah.
which he could have given to maybe the white U-wing to get a fully modded shot.
Well, the
so-
ones that have target locked, right?
Right,
That's,
yep,
I mean, that's kind
exactly.
of the idea he probably was thinking about,
Yep.
being able to pass the focus token around. Won't be able to this turn, but still, target lock, range 1 shots are good. So now we've got Greer here coming around the flank, right? Too hard. Wonder if he clears.
He
Yeah.
clears. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get guns on target, though.
Yeah. Barrel roll. Sorry, not barrel roll boost. I don't think he's going to get it. Just focusing. Maybe not opting for the stress here. But then again, it's likely a 2-turn or something like that,
Sure,
right?
sure. Nope,
He's
just
likely
going
to
to stay there.
sit.
Sure. 1 hard from Tally. Does that? Yeah, that's
Yeah, it
fine.
does.
That's fine. Tally coming in, if she can get that bullseye on the blue U-wing, she can help her friend out, the Blue Squadron recruit, using her ability to bump up its agility by 1 and give it a chance to not be too scathed by that attack.
So Poe,
Poe does the 3-turn.
Poe is dipping out. I wonder if pops black 1 here. He's going to take 3 shots.
He did open the foils
Potentially
as well.
3 shots, right?
Here comes the boost.
Yeah. I think getting very offensive here with Poe, right?
We'll see if he decides to use Poe's ability to take a second action at the cost of a stress.
Has R4 astromech,
He does,
right?
yep.
Yeah. So no regen on Poe or anything
No
like
regen
that,
on Poe. Blog of Oa, thank you for the subscription.
Okay. So it looks like Poe is going to take a range 1 here into the Leia Blue Squadron Scout. 4 versus 2, right? No, sorry, 4 versus 2. Yeah, we're right.
I think you let that ride, right?
Well, the thing here is Joep took target locks, right?
He did, so it would be unmodded coming in.
Yeah.
Yep, just leaving it 2 hits. And it's going to get 1.
Takes 1 on blue.
Asking which is the one with Leia, yeah.
Seems important, right?
We all know how Poe feels about taking orders from Leia. Get her out of there.
Tally range 2 here. 2 on 2. Just the 1. Oh, advanced optics, excuse me. Focus.
2
Takes
more
2
damage
here,
coming
yeah.
through.
Yep. So we're going down to I3s now. Yeah. Yeah. So Benthic back here. Wonder who he's going to take the shot at.
Gosh, this
Measuring
seems
to
such a
Poe.
juicy shot at Poe, doesn't it?
Yeah. Range 3 obstructed toe or range 2 obstructed, yeah. So he is going at Poe.
Going for Poe, sure.
Yeah.
Poe did keep his focus. 3 on 4. For
So
2. Ouch.
Oh.
That is a brutal roll.
Focus.
Spend
to
it while
take
you got
1,
it,
yeah.
sure. I wonder if that changes Blue's product priority now.
Yeah.
Unmodded 4 on unmodded 2.
So checking for red here.
Red
does
might have a shot, yep.
Has the target lock for sure, and they're really checking for obstruction. I think he's got it, yeah. Same
Red
thing,
shots at
3 on
range
4,
3,
but this time Joep has the target lock.
His focus
Oh,
for 2,
has focus,
sure.
excuse me, yeah.
And Poe's fine there.
Yeah. It must have been white then that took the target lock.
Sure,
on Poe?
yep,
Yeah.
there you go. Tally does have bullseye, so she will be pumping up the agility. Looks like Blue is still going to go on the A-wing. The Blue Squadron recruit, 4 on 4. Leaving at 2. Actually shooting at Poe. So
yeah.
Poe will have 3 agility and gets 1 more shield.
It takes 1.
And that damage sticks. Like you mentioned, no
Yeah.
regen on this Poe.
Pretty relevant there,
It is,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to start playing a little more cagey with Poe, which you don't want to do with your 77-point HLC gun.
Now, A-wing there, range 1. Focus for 2.
Natty's.
Yeah, no problem there. So no half points on the Blue Squadron here.
Got to think this is the way of turn, right?
Yeah.
This has to be the way of turn.
But where to, right?
There. Oh, this is the tough one, right?
Down or right? Yeah.
I think you're probably going down, trying to catch the A-wings.
Oh, but the A-wings don't. They can go the 2, right?
They
this
can,
is coming
yeah.
slowing around.
That's such a tough call.
Yeah. I wonder where Poe's gonna go.
I feel like Poe's
Poe's
disengaged,
out,
right?
Yeah.
He has to go out.
Poe's done.
2 bank or 2 hard to the left and come back around later.
Yeah.
You can't afford to stick around and get aggressive here.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, we have some awesome-looking tokens on the board right there. I like that charge token a lot. Where can I get one of those?
Well, actually, we're sponsored by a place called Curl Paw Creatives. You can go there, curlpawcreatives.com. You can use our promo code WORLDS2019 for 15%
Wait,
off.
you mean I don't have to pay full price for them?
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
my gosh.
Yeah. And you're supporting the Gold Squadron podcast by using that, but you're supporting a great guy in Andrew Knuckles. Most of us know we probably have tokens. We probably have templates from them. He does great work, and he does a great job in making sure we have this set up here. So if you haven't seen us before, 6 commentators live right now, 3 games being played right now, all next to each other. Dion controlling the master, going in and out, NFL Red Zone, GSPN.
GSPN. Yeah, so somebody in the chat triggered that earlier.
Absolutely.
I like it. I'm entirely on board.
And we've got an editor to put together replays for you, too. So this is an awesome setup. This is incredible.
I think this is the first time we've ever had a media row for an X-Wing event.
Absolutely.
I'm a big fan of what we have going on
I want
right
full-on press passes now.
I know, right?
Yeah,
we need to get badges and everything.
We need to get post-game press conferences going on. We need to ask questions. We need locker room access.
And you know what? In media people there, they get like buffets and free food. I think Dio's trying to look. No, he's looking.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give me that look. You know you'd like it. You want that food? Yeah.
Oh, and we're checking in on Cassidy here.
So Nobbie's fully aware of all the interactions in this list between Leia and Cassian. Cassian does reveal a dial. It looks like that is a 2-turn from the A-Wing.
Yeah.
And here comes Leia.
Yeah. I don't believe he got the Cassian, so he won't change. But again, the value doesn't come necessarily from changing the dial. It's from just seeing the dial, right?
Exactly, because now they have the opportunity to adjust where they want to flip.
Exactly, yeah. So now moving the arc behind. I think Joep there hasn't quite declared it yet, but is going to use Leia.
Now, if Leia's coming, you feel okay here as the A-Wing. So, yep, just focus and switch that arc to the back.
Oh, not quite, right? 3 hard.
Interesting.
2 hard, yeah.
Okay.
He gets the block here, right?
He does.
Now, we overheard Leia in the conversation, but we noticed he didn't flip anything.
Sure.
So might not be active for this round.
Yeah. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to do all of it. We just assume that way, right?
GSPN Plus needs to be bundled with Disney Plus. Great comment from the chat
I'm
there,
totally on board with that. That's great.
Getting the accounting down to make sure everyone's in the right place here. Railroading back.
Gosh, if Poe does that 2-turn left to disengage, he's still not entirely happy about that.
Still pressured, right?
Yep.
I like Cassian a lot. Just being able to look at a dial. I really don't care if I get it right or wrong, right?
Sure. You remember in first edition when we could pay 1 point to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
We didn't know. Those were the good old days,
oh my
right?
God. Were they? Were they?
So keeps the target lock there. No, Hard 2 there.
Turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting. You mentioned the Leia before, but I didn't see a great place for blue to be, and I think Joep is thinking the same, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm a little surprised to see white coming into the rocks there.
Has a little bit of space as soon as Poe moves, right? Probably anticipating on that. And I think that's the one that's locked Poe as well.
Bank.
One bank, yeah. I think this is okay, all things considered. Interesting to see where orange goes, right? It's a red here.
Sure, it has to be red, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't use Leia?
Sorry?
So pop Leia, but so far
I don't
no
think Leia
maneuvers
was
have
popped,
been affected.
Though.
Oh, Leia was not
mentioned
used.
That, yeah, I think we overheard the
I just
Leia.
say things in my head that are going around there, and I try to make them fact.
Yeah, I'm looking at the
This
tokens.
is why you don't listen to me.
I'm looking at those tokens on the right, and I don't see them used yet, so I see them fully recharged, though. Target lock on the A-Wing from red. And then last one, Benthic. See if we can't pass out some focus
There's
anymore.
the 2 turns.
There's
Sure.
the 2 turns.
Okay.
I really like that, right?
Yep.
We talked about covering before when using Leia. I think we have good coverage here, too, right?
There's just so much zone denial.
He's really focusing on this box, right? Get into that box. Let's see Poe. Poe might be forced to use black 1 here, right? Again, passing on the focus, and using Percepted to get 2. And so Greer.
Next up is Greer Sonnel doing a
3 hard?
3-turn.
Yeah, very aggressive here for both players. I think almost classic like chase down and knife fighting type of thing. I think both players really are opting into this.
Now it'll be interesting to see because he could focus and boost and have the Leia U-Wing in bullseye for that crack shot.
Yeah.
Let's see if he wants to get that ship off the board.
So focus for sure. And again, it depends so much on what Tally does, right?
Right.
I think
nope,
stays
just going to stay put, sure. And, yep, didn't want to block Tally. Makes sense.
Yeah. 2 straight here. gets the focus. Not sure he wants to do anything else here. Again, this is round 6, 4-1. Winner gets in. Loser has to play another, right?
Absolutely.
Has to win another, not play another.
All right, here's the big question, Poe. There's the 2-turn left. He does have, I believe he does have the barrel roll boost, but he did not close his foils. He does not have the barrel roll.
Yeah, I guess not, right?
Unless we missed them calling it, he did not close his foils. Yep,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Debating here.
This might be the black one turn if you did.
Even the black one turns look really high. Do you think he can make the 2-turn right there?
He will. I think he'll go over that asteroid if he does it. I mean, even if you take 1 damage from that, it's better than taking 3 from U-Wings.
Yeah. Multiple shots. I think some of them have target lock already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
there it is.
Here comes the black one. He's just going
forward.
Yep.
Must not have seen being able to turn right there. Just getting out of range. Getting out of range of red, I think for sure.
And scooting around. Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Getting out of range probably from everyone here. Yeah.
Heading into some shots. Going to Tally first. He is going to focus on that U-Wing that has Leia on board. It is down to 5 health.
That's not an insignificant number, right?
Hit crit. He does have optics on board, thinking about spending to really get this one off the board.
Really just threatened by the shot for orange, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough call.
Yeah. I think
he's doing it.
Very aggressive.
Hit crit coming into blue. And that is he has the option to spin focus and does. So just hit crit. Here comes the crit survey. Says we have a panicked pilot.
We can hear D from all corners, right, of this convention center.
I can't say anything because I have an obnoxiously loud voice, too. But D has an obnoxiously loud voice. We love him, though.
Now, D and Sarah Tessam are playing right next to the table, so we're picking up all their table audio.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling you guys are picking up their audio as well. So going
2 dice
back
coming in from rear. Hopefully making it into the box. Oh, there's the situation where optics does not work. That does not happen very often.
Absolutely. Spends the
it
focus
for
for 1, yeah. 2 evades,
and evaded.
No problem, right? So a little bit unfortunate. Can't get Leia off the board, right? So white, no shot. Blue bumping. So really all the shots from red.
Might be able to reach Poe. Maybe.
Oh, I think he's got it, right?
I don't think that's quite on the arc line. Let's get that checked.
I think for sure you've got range. What they're marking for is the obstruction, right?
I think they're marking to make sure they have it on line there.
Yeah.
That still feels like it's being tilted. I don't know about you. Okay, sure, they're just going to
call
it. Yep. So range 3 from blue onto Poe. Poe has no defensive mods. And that is natty. Hit, crit.
Really
this could be bad. Poe coming in. 3 defensive dice and gets 1 hit, and a crit goes to the hole. Crit is a fuel leak.
That's a tough one to get right there. And almost more importantly, half points on Poe. Joep takes the lead on that exchange.
And that Poe, as we've mentioned a couple times now, cannot get back above half health. These aren't like Jedi.
Red, range 2 obstructed onto the A-wing here. Again, could get more points here. Just needs 2 to get through, right? And this one's with target lock. 3.
We'll spin the lock.
Just 2 here. Against 4, it looks like, with focus.
And he's
2,
fine.
no problem. Keeps that focus, and I think just orange left. He's got Tally and Greer without mods.
If Tally has bullseye, then anything it shoots at is going to have a 4th agility. I think that's the case. Yep.
Yeah.
But 4 unmodded defense dice. There's
Just
3.
the focus, yeah.
Tally only gets
Takes
1. There's
2,
half
that's
points
half
on
points
an
right away,
A-wing
yeah.
as well.
Tough exchange here for Nobbie, right?
Yeah, and I think from this point, Joep has now put the burden on to Nobbie to figure out how to get back in this game. Now, all of a sudden, Nobbie can't afford to wait and get his optimal engagements. He's got to get in there because these U-wings are sort of set up in place now. One coming from the blue into, I'm assuming, orange, and it's fine.
Yeah. And no problems here. I think, when we look at U-wings, we talk a lot about like Rebel Beef, right? Variant of Rebel Beef. It's just really hard to kill. It's really hard to get down. And half points on that blue, on the important one, Leia, right? 25 points. Joep also has Cassian live here, but being able to take half points on Poe and an A-wing, man, the onus really is on Nobbie to get around here.
Right.
Get around and do some damage and not trade down either, right? You have to trade really up. You don't want to lose more. You want to, even if you kill blue, that's what, another 50? It's 49?
49 points.
Still behind
You're
here.
Still back.
Still have to do more. And now under 40 minutes left in the game. We'll see if he can get that damage in time. Poe's a little bit out of the fight. Has to turn around. Really hard to turn around here. I think the minute Poe does, these U-wings are just going to open fire again. 3 health left with a fuel leak. Poe can pop.
Poe could, and remember, Leia is still online.
Yeah, Leia is still online. I wonder if Joep is thinking if he should use Leia now just in case.
She's hanging on by a thread down there with Panicked Pilot even.
Yeah. So setting dials here. This is I don't think it's that tough here, right? He can kind of too hard with white. He can chase Poe with blue. Just get out of there.
He's really in an advantageous position here.
Orange can actually stay still.
Yeah.
Take the red. Doesn't even have to move anywhere, right? Doesn't have to flip. Just take a focus.
Sure. He has a lot of options in his hand right now, and most of them are good.
Yeah.
Because he set up the engagement right early, got an early lead, and has now put the burden over onto Nobbie. Looks like we are ready. Cassian is going to be triggered, as well as Leia.
Yep. I don't think any Cassian, but definitely declare the Leia for sure. No problem. Just takes a focus there. Two bank, wow. The other way.
Sure.
Yeah. I think just wants to get out of there, right? Doesn't want to give up any more points. Or if he's going to give up points, can make him work for it.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it out of there, start clearing stress, and then you've popped Leia this turn so the others can turn and protect its back if the A-Wings want to come and try and finish her off. Here's the question with orange. Do you just – there's the stop, but do you pivot?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't want to focus
just stay
here,
there.
Yeah.
That's Benthic 2 tubes. We'll get Perceptive Copilot. Has the ability to pass one.
Yeah, great.
And we'll give it to the Leia U-Wing. Yep.
No, it's so much to chew through, right? Every time you think you got, I just have to do 3 damage, it gets harder and harder. There's 2 agility, 8 health, passing tokens around. It's so difficult.
The other important part about the Leia U-Wing doing the 2 bank is it can keep its wings open, which means it has 2 agility.
Yeah,
so it does not reduce its agility, more likely to stay alive.
And here we go with another rotation here on red. Stop, and he's going to rotate again 90 degrees to the right. Yeah. I almost thought he was holding his hand out for a game there. I was like, no,
no, don't call this. Yeah, we got a good game in our hands. No. Godsphere 1, thank you for the subscription.
Man, do you remember Coruscant last year when Leia was free?
Oh, my gosh.
We had no idea
No idea at the time, right? Yeah. Was she 10 at the time?
Yeah.
Or 8? I think it was 8.
I think it was 8, but it was
Right.
free at
But it was
Coruscant.
free
yeah.
at Coruscant, yeah.
And even then, people were hesitant, right?
I know, right? No, there's no way. It's
Yeah.
Rebels. They're, oh, whoa, oh,
Greer
no.
went hard to the right here.
That's an interesting position. I'm not sure Greer can get the boost forward. Might still keep your arc on the Leia U-Wing. Nope, he's just going to barrel roll.
Yeah. Clearly looking for it, though,
Yeah.
right? Trying to find that blue U-Wing. Kind of anticipating, just like I did, would come after Poe, right? But again, Joep doesn't have to do any more damage here.
Right.
Joep's ahead.
Yep. I think Joep might have caught, to a degree, he's catching Nobbie with a little bit of tunnel vision.
Okay.
Say, I know you're going to come after this Leia U-Wing. If you come after it, you're going to eat the full brunt of the rest of this list.
So range 3 there. It's likely finding that shot. And here's Tally. 3 hard, I want to say. 3 hard.
3 hard,
out. Okay,
disengaging.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, sure.
Disengaging, but two arcs still
Sure,
on
but yeah,
Tally, right? Yeah. But again, Tally can boost here, rotate back, focus.
Yep, so
Couple
she'll still
options
take
here.
1 shot from red most likely, but
From white, possibly, depending on how
white,
the range
oh
works
yeah,
out,
white is facing that way, sure.
So probably looking into making sure out of orange's arc, right? That's kind of key.
Which means that since he took the focus, that Tally's not going to be shooting this turn. If he does, that arc is forward.
Yeah. I think if you're the A-Wing player here, you're looking for more damage, right? You're just trying to scrap 2 or 3 damage anywhere you can just so you can get the points, right? When we talk about Rebel beef, the beef is just, it's hard to chew through. It's hard to get anything from. It's almost lockering these points away behind these big ships with a lot of defensive mods, right? It looks like he's going to boost.
Does the boost, sure. Yep, gets out of 1 arc. But no shots for Tally this turn.
Maybe out of range of that white. And here comes Poe. Should be relatively undisturbed here. Pretty safe out there, especially with blue not worrying about it and kind of running away.
Does the 2 turn. The R4 Astromech, that is blue. That will remove the stress, and we'll see what kind of attacking position he wants to get in here.
If any at all,
If
right?
any, well, the problem is, Poe's down to 3, and he's your big points vault that you don't want killed. But at the same time, you're so far behind, and he's your best way to come back. So what do you do?
You want that HLC point.
Right, exactly. And we'll just stay out there. Yep.
Yeah. Looks like range 3 here from Greer.
Does have crack shot lined up as well, but no hits.
Target lock. My thing must have
and
target
1.
lock there. Yeah. Range 3.
And 2, so no,
2,
no even
crack
opportunity
shot
to crack
not in
shot.
play
Yep.
if he has it. Looks like going to the U-Wings now, right? White probably going to quickly measure here. Looks like he has it.
Range 3 obstructed.
We've seen that do 2 damage
And
before.
Greer does not have any defensive mods. 3 with focus against 4 unmodded. 5 unmodded, sorry,
unmodded,
5.
yeah. Focus for hit crit. Looking for natural evades here. Got
And
it.
got
yeah.
him. All the
no
evades.
problem, right? That's never blanked out before. So looking at red now, probably on a range 3 on Tally. Yeah.
Tally is already down to half, so this could be a meaningful shot. 3 with focus.
Mods on either side, though.
Double
crit.
And she's
Yeah,
all
doesn't
kinds
need
of
it,
fun.
yeah.
Sure.
No problem. And orange probably looking to measure to Greer just in case. Definitely has it. Looks like it's obstructed. Looking at white, too.
Yeah, Greer, absolutely.
Yeah. No mods there. So 3 versus 5. Focus. Hey, that's pretty good.
Crit,
yeah.
crit.
Crit might go through here.
That is 2 coming in.
Oh, I think that's it, right? Oh, no, yeah.
No, that's just shields.
Yeah.
So half points on Greer, and that just extends that lead. And now that clock has been ticking, and we're at 30 minutes. Nobbie's really going to have to start putting his foot on the gas if he wants to have the opportunity to score enough points to win
absolutely.
this game.
It's really hard to come back. Asking about the damage now just to make sure he gets the good landscape. 30 minutes here. And Joep's got to kill this one, kill this U-Wing. Easier said than done. Have some other U-Wings, maybe kill off another U-Wing. Then he can feel good about himself in a lead here. But right now, I think Joep's in a commanding position.
The Blue Squadron recruit does have a shot. It looks like he's going to go range 2 into Leia, and Optics fails again, down to just 1 hit. And she's fine.
It's the evade.
That was a bit of an unfortunate turn.
Yeah.
Joep extends his lead 81-25, approaching 30 minutes left in this game. And
30 minutes left in a 4-1 game, right? Joep is hoping to qualify right here for Worlds, gets his 5 wins, can move on, have a relaxing Game 7, and know he's playing on Saturday. Nobbie's got to scratch back if he wants to win this game, right?
Absolutely. I anticipate seeing this Leia U-Wing just continuing to chugga on along or get around, just clearing that last stress and letting her buddies deal with all the problems back here.
Yeah, and I think he could just 2-bank to the left here. Doesn't have to go anywhere,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
You know, it's not my favorite style of X-Wing, but it's a winning play, right?
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. What's interesting is, and this is the thing that you have to account for when you're playing this quad U-Wings list, is just because it flipped last turn, he used Leia, so they're not stressed. They can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could stop again and repivot again. And that's one of the powerful things about this U-Wing. A lot of times when we see them stop and pivot, we say, okay, that's their time. They've done it. But with Leia, they can do it back-to-back, and that's one that can really catch people off guard if you're not looking for it.
Now, we've got 2 closed already. Like 2 of our pivot wings are closed, 2 are open.
Right.
Blue can just come back around and be offensive here. Is Initiative 2, right?
And meanwhile, while that blue escapes, Leia slowly recharges.
Yeah, so 1 charge on Leia, 2 more turns, gets to use it again. Tally's a little bit, out of the fight here. Poe, we'll see. I'm anticipating some aggressive play from Orange here to try to cut off this space where Poe might be. Maybe Red following up on Tally, just kind of going here and coming as well. I guess we're going to find out here in a second as they set down dials. This white is interesting. Could 2 turn up here, could come down here again, depending on where he thinks Tally's going to be. Again, a lot of this play is informed by the score, right? Tally has to be a little bit more offensive. Poe has to get in there. You have HLC, and I don't think he's used it at all this game yet.
Right. And Joep has the luxury here by mounting that lead of forcing Nobbie to come to him. Joep doesn't have to put him in a situation where he has to make mistakes and get aggressive.
So here we go.
Here's the 3 turn from the Blue Squadron recruits. Focus and rotate for action. To the U-Wings.
So Blue.
There's that 2-bank.
2-bank. See you later.
Yep.
Again, the pressure is on Nobbie to make a play, right? You knowing that says, okay. Likely just focusing here.
I was just thinking about the coordinate.
Oh, you're right. Could coordinate because, again, one of the better plays, again, is 2-bank to the left.
Right.
Next turn, it's Blue. There's no problem there. But what do you coordinate here? Do you coordinate a focus?
Just slapping that focus down.
Yeah.
Yep, sure. Just
maybe
better safe than
towards
sorry.
Career, right?
There's a 2-bank from White.
Yep. And flipping to an open position as well. To
turn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe looking for focus here, but if there's any indication to pass, has locked before aggressively, having Benthic there, right, to pass around the focus.
1 forward from Orange. So, yep,
yeah,
you're right.
I
just
think that works too.
Coming out here, covering this arc, and say anything that gets in this area, you're going to have to deal with this U-Wing. Yeah, sure. And Poe's down to 3.
Yeah.
I mean, anything coming into him at this point is scary.
Poe's on a fuel leak, right?
He is on a fuel leak. You're right. He hasn't fixed that yet.
No, has not. It doesn't look like. Oh,
wait,
I think
hang on. I think he fixed it last turn. Yep, he did.
I'll go do a table check to make sure.
Sure. Red scooting forward to just going to keep the heat on to Tally down there. Taking a target lock. Sure, Benthic already gave him the focus. That's full mod. On to the A-Wings.
So did not fix fuel leak last turn, so still active.
3-bank from Greer, and he is in an awkward position right now.
Not sure what Greer was looking for there, right?
Yeah, he has arc on nothing now. Now, he does get the free rotate. which he will take.
Yeah. But not sure if he has white in arc, right?
No, he does not, so he's going to have to reposition if he wants it and is thinking about it. There's the power thinking fists.
And boosting. We'll have it for sure in arc here. A little bit more defensive play, right?
Sure. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't keep the arc forward and just boost on around and go ahead and continue to pursue that way a U-wing he's been pushing for the whole time.
And
Here comes a two-bank from Tally, and she is still being hunted by that red U-wing.
Maybe rotate here. Thinking about the action here. I think you've got to rotate because I think you're under 25 minutes.
I agree. At this point, you can't afford to play.
You have to do damage at this point.
Yep, here comes the rotate.
Yeah.
Even if it's one at a time, you have to do something. You got to start putting points on the board.
Right. Now that white A-wing still has 2 shields, susceptible to the half damage, right?
Absolutely.
Just 17 points, but just another 17-point hole, right?
Last but not least, Mr. Dameron thinking about his S-foils.
Now, I've seen the movies, right? Poe's taken down a ton of ships at once.
Yeah,
before.
absolutely. He took down like 8 FOs in 8 seconds.
Absolutely. Hard turn here, yeah, starting to get offensive, right?
And now that HLC is online there, but he is under Orange's gun, and I have to think he's probably not going to stay there.
Target lock for the first action. Wonder if he's going to boost.
Boost forward.
Looks like he has HLC here from this angle. Again,
Definitely
we are
has
at
HLC.
a tilt.
Yeah. Maybe not definitely. Actually,
it's going to target.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever done the cheeky target lock where you just kind of put it right in the middle?
Right,
and
yeah.
Go, oh,
I wonder if I have range.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure it's between the bullseye. Yep.
So for sure the target lock onto the white U-wing here. White U-wing at full. Yeah. And I wonder the second action who's going to take
I think the boost forward gets him out of both arcs.
He's got it down. Maybe he's looking for a template
Push
here.
the limit.
Yeah.
Sir, this is not 1.0 anymore.
Takes the focus instead.
Okay.
Oh, and it looks like he did fix the fuel leak before. It was active on the table, and so that's what they're discussing right now. So no fuel leak active on
No fuel leak. Got it. All right. Poe will shoot first. We'll see if he has that HLC.
Yeah. Definitely going to measure for it. I think he's got it.
He's got it. Yep.
And it doesn't look obstructed to us either.
Does not.
Good, Michael.
Oh, that's online. Yep, we're good. Second edition, you do still get the range bonus at range 3 against cannons. That will be 4 on 3.
Might be 4. Yeah, it is obstructed. I think the players are confirming
obstructed.
on the table.
Wow. Okay, 4 on 4.
Yeah. Or 4.
Gosh, I think you spin the lock on both. Yep,
yeah, you
absolutely.
You have to. You want to save that because you didn't boost. You want to save it for.
Hey, works out.
Hey,
4
works
hits.
Out. 4 hits. And has a focus to mod the defense here.
3 natural evades, so taking 1.
Yeah.
It's a start. It's a start.
That's such That's so demoralizing,
I know.
right? You've got the HLC target lock focus. You get the 4 hits, and you just take 1. That's so tough. Range 3, 3 on 4.
This will be Tally shot.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Not using optics, leaving it at 1, and U-wing's fine.
Yeah, no problem. And Greer, maybe has
Greer,
a shot.
yep,
Yeah,
Greer
range
has a
2.
shot. Range 2
Rotated
from the
that arc.
Patoot at white. Oh,
And
optics.
always. I blank every time. Doesn't opt to spend it.
That is an upwards of 80% chance of triggering, and 3 different times this game he's had an optics shot fail.
That's so tough, right? Looking for anything at this point. Blank, right? You'll take it. I mean, he brought Heroic. 0 procs so far in Heroic.
Right, exactly.
Much to Ryan Farmer's dismay, right?
I think he's sprinting at us right now from wherever his table is. Triggered.
So I believe we're taking the U-wing back into Greer here. Again, Greer's just on 2.
And that is hit,
that's so
hit,
good,
crit.
yeah.
This is trouble for Greer. Looking for all paint.
Nobbie's
They're having
passing
just
over
some
the dice,
playful
and
banter,
he
yeah,
keeps
seriously.
getting the focus blank, and he
And
gets
that's going to be a crit going into Greer. A direct hit will kill him.
weapons failure. So
Red Ewing going into the tally.
3 on 4. We've got mods on both sides.
Just one.
Yeah.
Tally's fine.
Oh, he's got the target lock.
Target
too.
lock.
Yeah, from
Missed
before.
that. There
Yeah.
we go. Now hit,
that's
crit. No, maybe not as fine. And looks good. Yep, looks good.
has 3. Okay. Big sigh of relief out of Nobbie there.
Here's the big shot. Orange coming in, range
3
maybe
on
2 on Poe. You go at Poe, right?
I think so. Yeah. Well,
That's
there's still points to capture from the
Sure.
from the A-wing, right? There's still
Going at Poe.
Yeah. Okay. But if you can get Poe here, I think the game's over.
He's a target lock on Poe.
Oh, that'll definitely inform decision making.
Yep. No target lock. Oh, so just 2. Okay, he's fine.
Yeah, okay.
We're good. 19 minutes left in the game. Joep still has a pretty solid lead, and these A-wings are starting to fall apart under the pressure.
Not great targets here for Nobbie, right? I think
Right.
with you, the blue is an easy play, right? 2 bank down. You're fine where you are. You're just getting those Leia charges. So Leia now on 2 charges left. If we get to that 3rd charge, we'll be able to just do whatever again.
Right.
White's in really good position to capitalize here. Maybe we're going to turn in here. Another 1 straight here. Maybe a 2 turn here, right? Maybe a straight and a 2 turn just to capture.
Yeah.
I think Tally's over here somewhere. Or maybe you can just go a bank, right? Again, covering as much arc as possible.
I'm looking for a 2 turn from this U-wing, coordinating the focus. That's an eyeball. Coordinating the focus and then a 2 turn, and all of a sudden you've got full mods on anything you want to attack there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the 2 turn is going to be in range 2. Get the focus, get the target lock. If you can capture Poe here, this game's over. Yeah.
18 minutes left. Nobbie needs to be looking to move really quickly here, too.
And that's the problem with this for you, right? As an opponent, it's so hard to bounce damage off of, right? Every time you think you're coming, again, HLC, this is what you want, right? Against this medium-based ship, 8 health. All right, you're thinking, 2 to 3 damage goes in, 1 goes in.
1 damage.
Right?
It feels
or
so
even
bad.
0 comes in. It feels awful every time that happens. And, we've all been there when the U rolls those naturals. It doesn't happen very often, but you get that natural 1, that natural 2, and it just feels like the game that gets delayed another turn.
And just the idea that you get range bonus at range 3 against cannons now in 2nd edition, that really changes the landscape for them. With those HLCs before, in 1st edition, you could really count on those pumping through damage there. But like that in that shot we saw right there, range 3 obstructed against a U-wing, it's rolling 4 green dice.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
range bonus is a big deal now.
Yeah. And we are open on everything, so everything still has that 2 agility. So again, 4-1 players. Winner is in. Winner is into Saturday. Loser has to win the next round, the last round of the day, to make it to Saturday. Lot on the line here. Do you expect to see more aggressive play from Nobbie here? Just turning in, taking more risk,
I think he has
right?
to.
Yeah. I think Nobbie's wishing for more 2 blanks instead of 2, instead of I blank. And again, MOV really only matters for seeding if you care about it. Doesn't matter to get in. You're in on Saturday if you win this game. Looking over the landscape one more time. Palms down, right?
No, this is the power stance. We have 2 fists on both sides. This is the first time we've reached DEFCON 4 the whole day.
Yeah.
Like the mat's starting to crinkle up and everything. This is good. Both these guys realize how much is on the line right here.
Yeah. Leia still 1 turn away. Yeah, I still like this. Just covering, right? Just cover. Coordinate to help the cover, right? No problem. Just casting wide nets, right? Any damage that Nobbie, gives, Joep is just going to take, right? 1 on Greer, 2 on Tally, 2 shields to get points on, the Blue Squadron recruit there.
Right.
He'll take it. He'll take points any way they come.
All right. We have activation coming. Oop, little bump. Debating action. He's in a position right there if it does a 1-4 to block, but I don't think he wants to block anymore. He wants to be getting damage on.
He wants to get shots off, right? Red's at full health, so is Orange, so not really. Cause if he can get the block on one, maybe he can shoot the other,
sure,
right? Maybe that's the thought process here.
I wonder if we're seeing, if that's a sign that we're seeing Poe come on down board here with the 1 bank.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And again, the orange is the benthic, so not being able to pass out with Perceptive Copilot.
Right.
I think that's a good block, right?
Okay, there's the 2 turn.
So it looks like no coordinate coming in from blue, right?
Oh, is he on that rock? I think he might be. Move your hands. Oh, I can't tell. Is that on?
Oh, yeah, he's going to roll.
It is on the rock.
Yeah.
And we'll take a damage. Yeah. Okay.
That's tough. 2 away from half on that white now. Got to feel good about that. Really got to feel good so you just don't get shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It looks like that is just a stop from orange.
Uses chopper. Takes 1.
And we'll still get an action.
Yeah.
Takes his focus. And that's Benthic, so it would be a double.
Well, it's Perceptive, right? So the double is going to pass.
So he will get to pass it over to red.
Absolutely. Willing to take a shield there yet.
I wonder if he wanted to pass it to white there.
Yeah.
It's like,
rock, yeah.
Sorry, dude. Can't make your turns. You don't get a focus.
3 bank, just aggressively heading out. Yeah. Joep knows the win condition here. Getting in close to 10 minutes.
Red 2 banking.
Yeah, might miss the arc here on the A-wing. I think doesn't quite get it. And then locking
Tally.
on Tally.
Anticipating probably a 2 turn coming in.
I think that's probably accurate. Again,
Greer just going forward there.
Yeah, I think we've been interested in what the approach here from Greer is.
Yeah.
Last turn, just kind of flying away, opting in for a long shot. Same thing here, just not necessarily a bad plan, but you've got 12 minutes left, and you don't have anything on target, and you're behind.
And Greer at this point, that's 3 turns before you're engaging again.
Yeah.
Tally, there's the 2 turn.
Yeah. Wonder if Tally just...
She might be able to get out of arc. That's going to be... No, I don't think so.
I wonder if Tally just boosts in.
She just comes in, says, Especially if Poe's going to collapse down on orange, just see if you can burst through it and maybe take 1 off the board. It would give you a shot.
It's not. Oh, it's so unlikely, though.
It's down to 7 if Poe can get the HLC online.
Oh, and actually the arc is pointed backwards, so going to take, kind of a range 2 shot here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be on orange. We apologize for D-Yoon. Continues to be louder than the table mic can handle.
You can tell we're having a good time here. He gets blocked onto there. Yeah. And it is Hef, so there will be an action, right?
That is true.
There's no reposition, right, to get Hef off this rock?
No, there's not, but he can coordinate.
Yeah, well.
He has the coordinate.
Yeah.
You could coordinate orange to target lock the A-wing in front of him.
Or if he has Poe. I'm just seeing blood at this. Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yep.
Target lock, focus on the A-wing. You still have points left, right?
Sure, yeah. You can get half on that pretty easily. And let's see if that's what we get.
Something else, you could target lock on Tally, right?
Sure, yeah,
because
absolutely.
Red
She's
has
down
the
to
target
2.
Lock. Red has target lock focus.
And that is...
Looks like they've missed that. Yeah, missed
so
the
no
Hef-Tauber
trigger, yeah.
Table 2, you guys are the dream team right now.
Hey, guys, welcome. If you guys haven't been with us, welcome to round 6 here. We've got a tight one here at the end for you versus Po 3A. Joep is in a commanding position, right? Coming down the line, and I think this is tally onto orange, right?
Yep, at this point, the resistance really needs to start putting some offense through. They're running out of time. That clock is tick, 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 down to 10 minutes.
Oh, it's tally onto red, excuse me. Yeah. And then U-Wings now, I2 doesn't have anything.
So here comes the big shots. Red range 2.
Tally, and Tally just has 2 left. I think Joep's trying to just close this game out. If Tally falls here, I think that's going to be a big enough lead. Has the target lock, has the focus from Benthic.
And there's 3.
And again, if you guys have not been following this game, let's take a look at
Tally's
this.
fine.
Yeah, Tally's fine. You know, the U-Wings got to an early lead, took Po to have, took all of these A-Wings to have, and Nobbie just has not been able to find the damage back on these U-Wings. They're so good at lockering these points away. They're so good at being tough, right?
And what we saw in this game was an example of what it looks like when you have a non-regen ace. Right now in this meta, we're so used to having an ace like a Jedi that has regen on it, can disengage and come back out. Po doesn't have that luxury. When Po took damage here, he was forced out of the game for a while and has really been a non-factor ever since.
Not just a crit, took a fuel leak,
Exactly.
had to spend some turn getting it. So Joep, is this
this is the U-Wing into the blue, just 2 hits, spins the focus.
Spends the focus. Oh, considering spending the focus.
I think,
no, he doesn't.
You need offense here. Yep. I think you just take that 1 and be fine, but sure. All right, the blue gets to come right back, range 1 into the...
Yeah, looking to see if he can get red here.
I don't think he has arc. We're just going to go right into range 1 of that orange U-Wing.
Yeah. And another thing to know, since blue is still alive, Leia's coming back next turn as well. I think Nobbie's really looking for the red here. So range 1 here, again, under 10 minutes. Nobbie really has to find the points here, or he has to play another game. Both of these players are 4-1, right? Joep's just trying to make it through. If Joep takes this lead and wins the game, Joep plays on Saturday, doesn't have to worry about Game 7. Nobbie does. We're going to clean up tokens. We're going back to dials here. What do you think is going to happen now?
Well, you mentioned before, something important to remember here is that Leia is online, and I anticipate at least 1, maybe 2 of these U-Wings using that to its full capability. Remember, Po has to be offensive here. I wouldn't be surprised if these 2 U-Wings points their arc it this way and tries to finish the big guy off.
Yeah, I think Po here could just decide the game. I think blue here, this one's really easy for me. Again, Greer far out of the game here, 1 health. Just trying to maybe get back in, take a pot shot. I think Nobbie's playing defensive with Greer just because 1 health. And if you lose any more points here, I think it's going to be impossible to climb back just mathematically.
We're down just inside of 8 minutes right now, too. This is going to be a really tough task for the Resistance.
Yeah, again, Leia online here, so a lot of U-Wing shenanigans. White is on that rock, so White's not going to be able to just pull the 90, right? White's going to take a maneuver. But you know what? I think that's okay. White just comes in here and starts looking here at Tally, right?
You could even look at something like a 3-bank and just shove yourself in there and say, you know what? I've got Benthic 2 tubes. Who's going to Perceptive Copilot, get to focus, pass it over to White, and you're fine. You don't even care if you bump there.
Yeah. So we're looking at, what, maybe 2 rounds left?
Yeah.
Something like that. Again, these U-Wings just so hard to grab points from me.
Yep.
You can see the damage. It hasn't been a ton on the other U-Wings, but it's been spread around, right? Hef Talbert takes 2. 1 on the Blue Squadron Scout. 1 on Benthic, right? And so they're going to Cassian
Dial's
here.
ready. Cassian checked.
Yeah, checking for the 2-turn doesn't have it, but again, the value is in seeing the dial. You
Exactly.
just want to know, right?
And if I saw that right, looks like Tally's just going forward.
Yep. So again, your White's good to go. I think White's going to just camp that space, right?
Was Leia used? It doesn't look like she was.
Yeah. Well, we've got, I don't see Leia
popped. Leia was not popped. At this point, we might be lucky to get 2 more rounds in.
Yeah. He's going to turn the arc around here, I think. Boosting again.
Coming at the Leia U-Wing.
Oh, that's right.
This one is down to 3 down here.
Good call. Good call. So let's do the math here. Gets the rest of the U-Wing. That'll add another 24.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, still so far
There's a
behind
path to victory.
And you called
There's
it
your
on the
three bank.
bank right up here. Tally's going to go straight. He's going to get the range 1 shot there. I wonder if he's just going to target lock and say, hey, you're not threatening me. You haven't threatened me all game. I'm just going to keep pumping out the offense. It's okay. Just takes a focus. That works as well. And then the rest of these U-wings, again, yeah, Leia not popped, so we're just probably going to see some forwards.
Yep,
right?
we're going all in on Tally. Poor gal.
Yeah, and the other part of here, Poe's probably going to have a hard time, and that's probably what Joep is thinking, right? Like, Poe's going to have to come down here to try to get those points. Might not be able to get anyone in arc at this point.
Right. And if Leia was held, then all of a sudden next turn they can just turn right back around.
Perceptive co-pilot, Benthic 2 tubes, passing it along to bank here. I wonder if he self-blocks here.
He did. He's going to block there, but he was gifted a focus token from Benthic 2 tubes, so I'm not sure how much he actually cares about that.
Again, just removing it, getting it on there, leaving it. We've got 600 viewers right now on GSPN.
We have to
great
coin
number.
this. GSPN the Ocho.
Yeah,
yes, thank you so much for that. I am 100% on board. This is the Ocho.
700? Oh, my goodness. Dion, this is all you.
We can't be the Ocho because that's copyrighted.
Oh,
Is it really? They
yeah.
copyrighted the Ocho?
Is it?
Wow.
Yeah. But we can be the Siete.
The Siete.
Siete.
I like it.
I
Just
like
be
that,
the
yeah.
Siete.
Seven factions.
Seven,
Seven
there you
factions,
go. I like
yeah.
it.
Just hope they don't add any more, right?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
We
Or if
just
they do,
changed
add
it when
two.
that happened.
Yeah, we'll
We
just
can be the Nueve.
All right, Greer coming around again, very defensive on 1. Weapons failure, probably not doing a ton offensive anyway. Yeah.
Greer is still at least a full turn away from engagement, and down. You go back to the turn where Greer was here and decided to go up in this corner, and you're starting to see the ramifications of it now.
I understand it because you don't want to give back those points, but at the same time, you're behind, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
All right, so blue squadron here, the Leia blue. I think focus is just right. You're not really concerned about giving up 20 more points. And then Poe here.
Coming in. It says, Leia, I need you to go.
Going for the target lock. Remember the last time the HLC target lock focus, only one going through. Might be on the mind. Might have that gas cloud as well.
I think it does. It's going to have that gas cloud convert. And you know what, man? We're going to find out if the HLC has range. I'm not sure it does.
So here comes Tally. All guns pointed, right? That's quite the chase scene. 3 U-wings hunting down an A-wing.
Right,
A rogue A-wing. So, Folk, I mean, I think you boost for sure just to get out of range of the last one. But again
you're behind in the game with 3 minutes left. You just have to leave it to dice, right?
Defensive maneuvers, right? We're talking about all these things to avoid dying, but you're already losing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, now Tally won't have any shots this turn.
And
so Poe coming, checking for HLC. Everybody clinch.
I think he has it.
I think it just barely clips, but the closest to closest point will be 3 through the gas cloud. 4 on 4. It is possible that U-wing just avoids damage. Here comes the attack. They determine
like
no
primary,
HLC.
Just primary.
Good gas cloud convert. It's fine.
It's so hard to put this damage down, right? And we're looking at only 2 dice from the other A-wing, so likely not going to convert there either, yeah.
And here comes the pack of U-wings hunting down Tally. Red won't have a shot. Orange also
but
out.
He's got a range 3 here. Tally on 2. Not quite, just the 1.
She's fine.
3 evades.
All the evades.
Wishing he could have banked those earlier, right?
Leia, blue U-wing, coming range 2. Oh. Sitting on 3.
Spends the target lock.
Spends the lock. Gets hit, crit.
Oh, I feel. He spends
it
there.
defensively, takes 1 shield.
Again, doesn't give up the points, but doesn't gain any points either, right?
We are down to just outside of a minute left. One last attack here. That's a 1. That's probably not going to hit. No, it does.
There
we go. Look at that. Down to 2. 1 minute left. Is there any path to victory, Nami? Do you see any way that we can points this thing out to where the resistance can come out on top?
I don't think so at this point. Not without Nobbie giving up some more points, right?
I agree.
And so, again, Blue Squadron on 1. That's just another 17 points you can kind of always – you can bank on, right? But, again, here's where all his ships are. Here's where all of Nobbie's ships are, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
If we get this off the board, that's not enough to win.
Yeah.
Right? That's the key. Not only do you need that, you need at least half of the other one. And I'm not sure – my math isn't great, but I'm not sure that gets it either, right?
Right.
So we'll have 49 after he kills him. Yeah, and he'll need 32 after that?
Yeah.
And it's just, it doesn't look like it's
no,
going to happen.
I don't see a path to victory here.
Yeah, you would almost like one more gun up here by the U-Wings. That way you can and even then the half, it just, you're going to have to off one. And we've seen all game, it's so hard to get damage down.
And we've seen for the last 15 minutes, as time expires, we'll finish this round out. We've seen for about the last 15 minutes or so, it's felt like the resistance has been running in a lot of ways. It's been thematic to the movies. The resistance has really been on the run with the U-Wings chasing it. It's been easy to look at and say, well, why don't they turn around? You're behind in the game and get offensive. But if you're being chased by 3 of these things out full mods, it's hard to not just choose life, right?
Yeah, and actually, you've done a really good job of making sure he has target lock, using Benthic to get focus all the time. Has the target lock. I mean, we just saw it there. That Blue hasn't shot for nearly half the game. Had the target lock ready, right? Had the focus ready, right? Making sure you always have mods. Yeah. And just a reminder, that is time in the round 6. Both of these players are 4-1. If Joep keeps this lead through this last round, he will go on to play on Saturday, guaranteed. Nobbie will need to win his next to go on. Leia is getting popped
Leia
here.
active. Say a 3, no, too hard.
Too hard, yeah.
Oh, if that U-Wing stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's
Oh, gosh.
well, I mean, you love being behind that gas cloud, right? Oh,
They
3
did
bank
3
here, yeah.
bank.
Very aggressive, just kind of coming across, right? Yeah. Looking to mark just to make sure.
We can be all official like.
Yeah.
That's always good.
It is the World Championship.
Yeah,
you want to make sure,
absolutely.
Right? If there's any path of victory, it starts with the blue dying, right?
Blue takes a focus as it begins doing the YMCA. White, Heftopper just continuing its relentless pursuit of Tally upboard with the 2-turn.
Half this game is Tally just running away from a pack of U-Wings, trying to live with 2 health left.
The others will follow suit, pedal to the metal as fast as they will go. 3 bank upboard.
You have to expect the same here from Red. And then the one,
just the one bank, sure, just not bump.
Don't bumping, yeah. Not anywhere Tally can really go. And coordinate Benthic for maybe a target lock, yeah. You really did a great job just making sure always mods on target, right?
Absolutely, yep.
Maybe the 5 here? Yeah.
That is the 5. You know, if nothing else, Nobbie is saying, Leia, you're going down.
Yeah.
Poe is tired of listening to your orders. He's tired of you stripping him of his rank. You are going down. Wait, no, that wasn't Leia. I'm sorry. That was Holdo.
That was Holdo,
Oh, I can't credit. Oh, I'm so sorry, Leia.
I'll let it go, right? We don't know.
Yeah, everything's fine.
That could be some behind-the-scenes content. Wonder if he clears here. I don't think so, yeah. So failing the boost. And again, Tally's going to be an arc of everybody here. Arc pointed back, we'll probably have to move it forward, right?
You know what? Consider it an achievement to use all of your upgrades. Barrel roll left. Use the crack shot.
Yeah. Just
Sure.
focus. Last
Boost
round
focused,
of
yep.
combat here.
Poe. And I think he might finally get the U-Wing. Just lock, focus, and blow it to oblivion, man. Take out all your frustrations on
Well,
that ship.
don't jinx him yet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, here we go. 4 hits kills it.
All right. 4 hits. On
And
just
4
spent,
hits
and
kills
I
it,
think we're gonna get there here, yeah. We're finally going to get there. Oh, even the natural, just as a reminder, right? Console fire, yeah. And even if he wasn't dead, has the console fire, right? And now we probably look at tally.
Yeah, Tally will get a range 1 back. Maybe get half points on the white U-Wing there.
It's just not quite enough, you know?
Right, yeah.
Looking at 45 here on top right, 23. Gets to the 72, not quite there. Has to spend it,
Just
right?
spins it, yep.
Yeah.
3 coming in. Oh, he's going
One,
to get half,
takes
yeah.
2, yeah. Yeah,
Sure,
so
and he's
81,
saying, you know, if he
72.
wins his next game on Saturday, MOV matters for seeding. So,
Right.
yeah, those points could be very relevant.
Yeah. So range 1 here. This might be it for Tally. No defensive mods. Target lock focus here for the U-Wing. Oh, just focusing here.
And that's a dead
And
Tally.
that's it, yeah.
That'll be the game.
No more shots. Just waiting on official confirmation. Yep,
And
direct.
the direct hit. Super dead
Just to make
Tally.
sure.
Yep.
Just to make sure.
And
So
there's a
that's the
handshake.
game, yeah. So congratulations, Joep. Joep is going to make it in. He is now 5-1. Does not have to worry about round 7. Nobbie's going to have to win this next one to make it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to pass it back to Dion. We'll be right back with round 7.